everyone, how are we all doing today? I am so pleased to be back here with you guys to do another little part in our journal that we're making. So it's coming along beautifully now, and so you all tell me in the comments, so thank you so much for all of that. Right, so let's have a look at where we are at the moment. Just really quickly, I'm just going to page through. These are the pages we have done, and if you're wanting to see more about these, you can go and have a look on the playlist. This is called the Floral Folly journal. So that's what we have done so far. So today what we're going to do is we're going to carry on and do a couple more pages. So I've got two projects I want to share with you today. All right, now for this one, we put this little handmade from Book Pages little envelope last week. All I've done here on this page here, which is like an avocado digital from my kit, I have just stenciled in both these corners with my lacy stencil, so you can have a look there and hopefully you can see that. All right, so it's just using my antique vintage photo, sorry. So that's just going to pop over there. And that's that page. This one I'm leaving as it is at the moment. Might come back and put some other stuff on here. This is, I've made a mark with ink over here, but it doesn't matter, I'm covering it up. This is the pink polka dot page that I've got here, and over here is just a vintage book page. And here is the tea stain page. So I'm going to be working on this page today. I will come back and do something on there, and we're going to work on this page today. So those are the projects that we're going to have a look at today. All right, so I'm going to just put this a little bit to the side over there and tell you what you need. Now, the first project I'm going to do is using an envelope. I have got this US envelope, and I got this in a lovely happy mail from Aurora. Thank you, Aurora. You are a star and gave me loads of these, and you know, I couldn't stop smiling. So I've got my first US envelope here. This is from a mailer. Oh, sorry, the table's jumping. So we're going to use this today. Let me give you some measurements. And then I can tell you, this is 9.5 inches or 24 centimeters by 11 centimeters or 4.25 inches. Okay, guys, you just need an approximation. It doesn't have to be exact for what we're doing today. So this is what we're going to work with first of all. Right, so what I want to suggest is I'm going to fold it. I was just trying to gauge the edge there to there, so I have folded it. Let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 5.5 inches up. I am going to fold this in half here. All right, so this is just a mailer that you would have got in the mail, and I haven't got my bone folder at this desk here. I have moved over to my crafting table where because the sun is shining there. All right, so that's what we've got here, and I have just made a nice fold there like that. We are going to use it like this, and it will be going onto this pink page here. Now this is slit open on the side because it is a used envelope, and that is perfect for what I'm going to use today. I love this huge window here, and we're going to make full use of that as well. All right, so that's the first thing, and you can see it's going to look something like that. All right, so I suppose it helps to pull that in frame. We're going to put that like that. All right, so move that back up there. Right, what I want to do now is I have taken from the Pages kit, the Fussy Floral kit, the Flory, what am I talking about? The Floral Folly kit. These are the actual pages themselves. I have, this is one of the pages printed out, and I have printed this 2 per page. All right, so it reduces. You can see when I print it out, I've got one like that and another one like that. So it's just reduced the size by half. All right, so that's what I'm going to use. I just wanted to show you there. If you don't know how to do that, I do have a digital, which I'll try and remember to put into the description box below this video, so that you can see how to make the most of your digitals and that's one of the things I cover. So I'll show you how to do that. Whether you've got an Apple, Mac, or a normal laptop, you can have a look and see how to go about doing that. All right, on a computer. Right, now, so what I did here was I took my piece of paper and I put it into the corner of my envelope like that. I made a little mark with a pencil there and there, and I just cut out a piece to fit over there with this in the corner. All right, so that's what I've done. So therefore I would have had a piece the size of the envelope. And then what I did was, and I'll show you with a piece, I have done this. I've cut the edge, the border where I wanted it, and then I went and fussy cut around those flowers there. So hopefully you can see that. All right, so it wasn't too difficult at all. First of all, I just went and cut along here, and then I just cut with my scissors like that. All right, so it's given a little border like that. There we go. All right, I quite like that, the way it's peeping over there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to stick that on there. But also what I did was I took a scrap of my doily paper. It's nice and neutral, and I want to just stick that inside the envelope just so that I don't have this underneath. It doesn't go with what I'm doing. All right, so let me just grab the glue, which is on the other end of the table. Hopefully it is operational and not going to give me problems like it did the other day. Okay, so let's open the envelope up. First of all, we'll get this bit. This has just got to cover that area there. So I'm going to just stick this pretty close to the edge. So I don't want my tag that's going to go in here to catch on to it. Right, so we'll do that. The weather is glorious here today. Oh gosh, I'll try not to shake the camera. I have used a different setup today, so hopefully it's not too awkward. Okay, there we go. Right, so I've got that bit sorted, and now what I'm going to do is I want to put this piece on top like that. See, that looks much better like that, although you probably won't see it. Right, so now I'm going to just glue this bit here. I thought we were going to have rain today, but of course we haven't, and it's like summer has arrived, and it's just wonderful. So I hope you guys are enjoying good weather wherever you are. You know, that's always lifts the spirits, doesn't it? I hope you guys, I see so many of you following along, which is absolutely wonderful. Honestly, warms my heart, that does, that I'm doing this not for nothing. And you're having a watch and a play. So, you know, what more can we ask for? Right, so I'm going to just line this up with the bottom here, like that. There we go. And I want to get it to the edge as well, like that. And then we stick it over the window. So I'm quite happy with that, like that. All right, so that's all good. Now what I'm going to do ever so quickly, I just want to stitch a border along there just to make sure for decorative effects. But guys, you don't have to do that. All right, that's just an optional if you have a sewing machine. But of course you can even draw in a little faux sewing stitch if you want to. That also looks lovely. All right, so let me go and do that very quickly, and then I will be back here with you in a second. All right, so you can see I'm back, and you can see I've just stitched across the 3 sides, because on this side we need this to be open to use as a little pocket. All right, so that's what it looks like. And I'm going to quickly just decorate this up a little bit. I've got one of my little Tim Holtz die cuts here that I've cut out of some, I think this was Christmas paper actually, but it goes with this, so I'm going to go with it. A nice little narrow one here. This is from the Wildflower Sizzix Thinlits. And all these dies and things and all the tools I use, guys, you can find the details for them on my Amazon favorites list, and that's at the bottom of the description box if you're wondering. All right, so if you ever want to know what it is that I'm using, that's where you find the information. Okay, so this one is another little one. I think this is Garden Greens, I think. There are quite a few, but you can see the various ones, and I do love these. I do find that I use them an awful lot. I think one of the best tools I ever bought was that Big Shot, and I didn't have it for quite a long time. I've only had it for about 1.5 years now, but I do just love it. It's opened up such a world of possibility for me. Right, I've got this little scrap of paper which comes from, I did put a piece of it here. It's the pink background paper, and I do like to use that a lot. I am going to actually lift this green one up a bit here, if I can, just the bottom bit. I wanted just to put that over here like that. So let's do that quickly. I'm loving how this journal's coming together. So yeah, this is lovely. I hope that you guys are, well, you tell me that you're enjoying it too, so that makes it all worthwhile. I'm just touching up the glue there for that one. Okay. Right. Okay, and then what I've got is, I've got one of my butterflies that you can find in the butterfly kit. And everything goes together well, so you can't go wrong with everything here. That's going to just go like that at the bottom. I suppose I didn't really need to lift up the bit, did I? But, you know, as you do. Right, so we're going to just stick that over there at the bottom. And then I've got a teeny tiny one, which is also in the kit. I think I printed these 2 to a page. I like to print the kits 2 to a page and try different things, because as you see in that video that I did, how to make the most of your digitals, you get so many more options of sizes and, you know, things that you can do. So I'm going to put this one this way. Okay, so we've got that all sorted. I'm loving that. And then what I've done is I have taken a piece of card, which I'm just bending straight. I've taken this pink background pattern, stuck it over the back of the card, and then this little image in sepia, or black and white sepia-ish look, is of the 2 birds, which is in my ephemera kit. So I've just stuck that on there, and I didn't want to put more flowers in here, so gosh, let me just move that up. So we've still got our flap there, and then that just goes in here. Gosh, luckily that fits. You know. Right, so we've got our birds in there. If I can just get that in a little bit more. There we go. I've used a tab over here. Now, just a little mention, if you don't have a tab punch, I know that Carol from Oak House Journal does sell those on her Etsy shop, the actual cutouts from the punch, the tabs themselves in beautiful paper. Go and have a look on her Etsy shop if you're wanting to buy some of those, because I know this particular well-tailed punch is no longer available from Stampin' Up, but it's a lovely punch. All right, so there we go. That's what we're doing with the front of that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stick this down. So I'm not going to use the bottom as a pocket. I'm going to just glue that up here. I'll show you what we're going to do. We are going to use it as a pocket, but it's a different kind of a pocket, not the same. So that I've just stuck together. Now we can bring our book closer, and we are going to stick this down over here. I'm just thinking, do I want to put in some, no, I don't think so. Right, so that's what we're going to stick down over here, and all I'm going to do is I want to stick this down and make it a pocket, This is the bit I want to keep open, so I need to just remember that. This is the bit we want to keep open, so I'm going to just stick glue or run glue along the edge there, the top, and down the edge here like that. Alright, so I'm going to just put that together now. Or maybe not. Get the page straight, and then I think I'm going to stick it down just over here. So the dots are helping me keep it straight, more or less. Alright, so we're going to have a different kind of a pocket. I'll just press it all down. Alright, so there we go. And when I lift it up like that, we will have a pocket underneath here, but I'm going to cover this up so long. So what I did was, I've got the other side of this, and I want to just measure this bit again, so we'll do that quickly. Okay, so I've got my trimming board here, so I'm just going to measure up this there and there, and then this side I need to go to here. So this is easily done. Just take my trimmer. So I'm using the other side of the paper now, so that we have the alternate bits. So you've got that top bit there and then the bottom bit there, and I'm going to stick that over here like that. Okay, so we're going to do that. So now we can just stick that down on the edge at the bottom like this. Okay. Right, so there we've got that pocket. Now we just need to do something with the top there, and I want something neutral, so I'm going to stick with this doily paper because you can still write on top of this. So that's the joy of that is. So again, I'm just going to measure here. So I want the top there, and I want it just to the fold line, and then I'm going to move that down and just go like that. So I'll use this with my trimmer again. Alright, so here we go. I've cut out that doily shape, which is nice and neutral, not too much of an overload, and we're going to just put that and stick that down over there. So I'm just going to turn this around so I can get to the spot here. Right, so there we've got that bit down, and I've managed to pick up my trusted bone folder with another great tool. Cheapest tool probably, and the most used for sure. Alright, so we've got that there. Now just want to put a little bit of a something. So I've got one of my fussy cut flowers. I am going to just stick it on the end here. I think that looks quite nice. Just to bring some flowers over at the top. Is that the flower I want to use? Or I think so. I think I'll go with this one. Like that. And then I think I'll just get, just get a little sentiment. I'm looking for a pinkish one. These come from my typewriter words. And I quite like this beauty. This is a great job to do when you're watching the telly. Cut these words out and stick them onto scraps of paper, and it looks great on this here. So that's great. And or any scraps of paper that you might have. So make use of all of those bits. Right, do we want that? I think I'm going to put it on this one actually. Yeah, we'll put it here. Okay, there we go. Right, so we've got this bit done now. I'm going to turn it around like that. So we've got this bit all sorted, and I'm loving how that looks. And then what I did was I took 2 closed tags, and I've used those nice thin tags. Let's see, these are about 1.5 inches by 4.5, or 4 centimeters by 11.5. This one's slightly narrower, so I mean shorter. So I've just covered them with paper on the back and the front, put on my fussy cut flowers, my butterflies, and those sentiments. And look, and this is this paper, and this is the this paper, and then this is the tea stain paper on the back. So there we go, and I quite like how those have come out, and I've just put a little bit of that paper. So I've used this one on here and this one on there, and then just put those little eyelets in like that. All right, so all I'm going to do here is I'm going to stick them up the wrong way around, but that doesn't matter. And they're going to just peek out the bottom here of this pocket. And you can write on those, obviously, when you are wanting to make your little notes. So that's going to go at the bottom there like that, and just peek out over there. Right, so that's that quick project. Now what we're going to do is we'll come back to this page. I'm going to do this, and this is a quick project as well. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here, and I really wanted to pretty up this page quite a lot. So what I've done is I have used this page. So this is the page that comes in one of the Floral Folly pages. So this is it. I've just made some fold lines here to help me get you to fold on the right spot. So sorry about that, but I'll talk you through. Right, so the first thing I did was, let me see. Yeah, I think this is 3/4 inch. Make a fold line at 2 centimeters. So all I did was measure 2 centimeters or 3/4 inch. It doesn't have to be precise. And then just take your bone folder and fold that flat. And in actual fact, you can, while you're doing that, you can just glue that flap down. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do. And we're going to just make that nice and flat. There we go. All done. Right, then you're going to fold it a further 8.5 centimeters or 3.25 inches in again. So that from there, from this edge to here. All right, so you're going to do that again, and then you're going to just go like that with your bone folder. All right, open it up again. Now from the other side, you're going to measure 2.75 inches or just short of 7 centimeters. Again, it doesn't have to be precise. And we're going to fold it like this. Now guys, what I will say is we are making something to fit onto this page here, so please just be aware of the size of the page that you are using. I would imagine if you're using a letter size, when you do all of this, it will fit on your page, but just make sure. As you can see, I've got a little bit of a edge there and a little bit of an edge there, and that's fine. All right, that's what I intended. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to stick this bit down. So not the bit with the folded edge, this bit here. So I'm going to just, before I do that, I just want to make sure this will be too long. So we need to cut a bit off. So I'm leaving the same sort of edge all around, which is about 1 centimeter or 1/2 inch. Okay. So I'm just gauging it. I'm going to cut this off just there. So before I stick that down, just want to take my trimmer. All right, so now you can see when I put that down, you're going to have it fit nicely on that page like that. Right, now let's move that back up again. We can move this down, open it up. Oh, camera's jumping all over the place. And then I'm just going to stick this down on the left. All right, so we'll stick this bit down like that, and okay. All right, so now all that we want to do now is we've got that bit sticking down, that bit coming over like that. What you can do is you can just put some glue to the edge, just on the edges now, just the two sides like that, and then you're going to stick that down. All right, so that's what we're doing, like that. Now what I'm going to do ever so quickly is I'm just going to stitch right around the edge like that. You don't have to do it. It's just how I like it to look, as I keep telling you. All right, so I'll be back with you. Okay guys, so I'm back here now, and you can see I have just stitched around the edge. I did actually manage to stitch over here, but I'm doing that quickly, and there we go. So what we've got here is a one-page pocket, and you've seen me do this a long time ago. It's one of my older tutorials, but I love using it in my journals. Right, so what we're going to do now is just decorate this up a bit, and then we'll be able to put a few things in it. So what I've done is I've taken this piece of ephemera, which is part of my ephemera kit. It's this flower, and there are two of them next to each other. And then what I've done is I have backed it onto some of this paper, and there you can see it over there. All right, so I'm going to stick this down onto this piece over here like that. So just going to give it a bit of a distress ink. I tried to do this all before, but that was just a bit pale, so I'm going to just stick that down there. So we're just decorating this up, and this is so easy to do. You'll be loving this to use on your journals. Right, so there we go. And I'm going to stick it just like that over there. Okay. Now I've taken the brown backing paper, the sepia color, which is the same as this, but the sepia color brown. And I have taken the little label that is included in the kit as well. And I have just backed that on to some paper here. Okay, now as you don't have to stitch it as I have, I'm going to just put that over there like that, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. So there we've got that all glued up. All right, so we're going to put that just over there, and I'm just mindful of getting it a similar gap. There we go, so we've got that. All right, now what I've done is I again have taken one of my little sentiments. I've cut it into little V's, so made like a little bit of a, I don't know what you call that, flag thingy. And I'm going to put that on here, but I want it to go off the edge a little bit. All right, so that's how I'm going to stick that down over there. I love to say, don't be limited by the edge of things. You know, that's my invitation, just to go right over the edge. I don't work within the boundaries. Problem of my life. There we go. Right, so we've got that. And then I've got one at the bottom here, which I've cut in the opposite side. Happiness is. Stuck it onto a lighter one, lighter scrap piece. You could use the doily paper. And I'm going to stick it, happiness is, I'm going to stick it this side like that. Okay, right, and then again I've got my little butterfly. Love this one, it's a perfect color. It's going to make it all pop, and we're going to stick that down as well. So there we've got a quick little pocket, and you've got place to put things in here. You've also got place when you stick this down to put things in there. All right, so what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to grab my stencil. Okay, so what we're going to do is I've got one other little thing. I've got these little Hobbycraft little paper flowers, and again you can find a very similar thing on Amazon. And I'm trying to grip one. I think I'm going to just put that on the end there. And now I'm going to just take my stencil and my vintage Distress Oxide vintage photo, And I'm going to just put a bit of a, you're not going to see much of this, so this is just me doing a very light bit of a pattern just on that side like that, not much at all, and then again on the opposite corner, and it's really very light. I haven't put much on here, and you're not going to see much, as I said, so you know, that's an optional. You don't have to do these things. This is just my interpretation. Okay, so now I'm going to stick that down like that. Now, if you want to have a pocket underneath here, you want to then stick the glue on those 3 sides, and that's probably what I will do. So let's just do that. But you can just stick the whole thing down and not make a pocket behind. It's just like for a secret hiding space, but it's not a requirement. You could use double-sided tape, works really well with this as well. Okay, so I'm going to just stick that straight down. All right, sun's coming over now, so right, and then we're nearly done anyway. What I've done now is I have taken a few pieces. I've taken the postcard that is in the kit, I've put it onto tea stain paper, and I've stitched on the edge there. Okay, so that's going to go into this over here like that. Then I have taken my doily, and I've trimmed a little bit off here just to make it the size I wanted. I've also put that onto tea stain paper, and I'm going to just layer that up like that. And then I've got this little piece as well, which is also in the ephemera kit. I just wanted some pinks but with some greens as well, so I'm going to put that in as well. So let's just get this all sorted. Okay, there we go. So there's your little pocket on that side. Oops. All right, you've got all of that there. You can also, of course, stick something underneath that side if you wanted to as well. So say, for example, I backed this onto card and made it into a postcard or just a journal card. You could actually stick that in there as well. All right. So you could do that as well. And depending on how tubby this is, I'll see how I go. All right, so there we have it. We've got our 1-page pocket, and I think I always like that. So I hope you like how that's turned out. We will be putting something on the side, but I'm not quite sure what. And then on this side, we've got our vintage book page, and then we have done this little bit here, which has got a little mailer flip, and it's got 2 little pockets underneath with our little tags sticking out there. So we've done a bit of recycling and a nice journal spot for you to write on at the top there as well. Okay, so let's have a quick flip through so far and see how we're going. So we've got our cover, we've got that page, we've got our tag. I'm not going to take it out now. We've got our tuck spot, and again something can go in behind there, which we'll get to. We've got another place, and again a little pocket. We've got our little pocket here between these 2 pages, and then our little kitchen roll pockets with our journal cards stuck in the front there. I've got vintage pages, we've got a beautiful doily page, we've stuck our little envelope on there, and now we've got what we've made today. So we've got that, another book page, and our 1-page pocket. Okay, everyone, I hope that's been fun. It's always fun spending time with you, so thank you very much for sitting here if you're here still. And I do appreciate you guys, each and every one of you. And let me know what you think, and I hope you are catching up. If not, remember, I have the Floral Flossy Journal playlist, where every single episode and tutorial that I've done that relates to this journal is in there. All right, so that's in the link below, the description box in the link below. All right, guys, thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you all very soon. Please, if you are still here, please look for an extra video, very short, a little exciting bit of news that I have tomorrow at 7 a.m. GMT time. Be sure to catch that. All right, guys, see you very soon. Bye-bye.